So, good evening, good morning. I don't know where you're tuning in from, but we want to welcome you to the Nyaruduma show. It's been a while since we came live, and today I'm more excited to have Mercy on platform. Her name's Mercy, just like me. I'm excited to have her on the platform as she will be sharing her story with us, her journey. She lives in Germany, and she is a very interesting person. I talked to her, and wow, I was just, I'm excited. I'm excited for her to share her story because I think this is a story that everyone needs to hear. So, Mercy, before I introduce you, it's good I give you the microphone so that you can introduce yourself. And yeah, the microphone is yours.
Thank you so much, Matthew, for inviting me to your show. I'm really inspired with whatever you do, and I like your topic, your inspiration. So, yeah, I'll start by introducing myself. My name is likewise Mercy. Mercy Ouma, not Oduma. So, it's a very tricky thing. Yeah, we're having a very tricky session today. And yeah, I live in Germany. I came to Germany a while ago as an au pair. And yeah, I worked in Germany and I worked in Austria. Then I came back to Germany. So here we are. Some years
Wow.
time.
Wow. That's interesting, but you have forgotten to mention something very important. You also have your personal business, and we'd like to know more about that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I have my personal business. I do stuff. I sew mostly clothes and just things that I'm inspired with. Whatever I think about, whatever I see online, I always try and I would not really say it's self-taught because I learned on YouTube, so there has to be someone behind that. So I'm not really self-taught, but someone else taught me on YouTube. And yeah, it's been a while since I started sewing, since I got my first machine. I was not allowed to use my mom's machine those days because it was just like the best thing she ever had. So yeah, I taught myself for, let's say, roughly about 5 years now. I've been sewing and have my stuff on Amazon and on Etsy. So,
Wow, that's amazing. I think at the end we are going to post a link, or if you want to know more of Mercy's business, her names here on all social media are
yeah,
Mouma Enterprise.
yeah,
So check her out. But today she's here to tell us her story.
yeah.
We have some noise at the background, but we are sorry for that. I hope you are hearing us, and there's not so much distraction. Please, if you can hear us, just send us a comment. Yeah, just comment below so that we know. Well, so Mercy, what drives you? When I was talking to you, you told me a very interesting story that I'd love for you to share here because, yeah, we as migrants, sometimes we are really scared to take that leap of faith. And the fact that you took it, I'm excited for you to share with us that story.
Mhm. Yeah. So my drive is always success. I always try and be the best out of every situation, out of everything that I do. Sometimes it holds me back because you kind of try and do so much and be perfect in something, but you're just starting something out. So you're not even there, and you're already trying to be perfect. And I think it's not always the time to try and be perfect. It's always just starting somewhere, doing it, pushing on, learning each and every day, learning out of every situation, and yeah, picking the best out of every situation. Even if it's a negative thing, you just try as much as you can and pick the best out of it. Yeah. So I would like to talk about what got me where I am today. So the story about myself. So I came to Germany 2002 as an au pair. in June. So it's almost roughly 19 years, getting to 19 years. So, yeah, when I came, I was an au pair in Munich. I never spoke German as we thought because I got the family roughly 2 months after I started language school in Kenya. And yeah, I hadn't gone so far with the language. So I was lucky. I got a family quickly. Then I came to Germany very quickly. And when I came to this family, it was a single mother and her daughter. She was almost 13, not 50, almost 13. So the lady worked like the whole week. She never came home from Sunday to Thursday. So I was a new mom and a new dad, let's say, a 13-year-old dad. And yeah, I had a nice time there. We didn't have to change families because she had to change school. So she had to go somewhere else. And yeah, she wasn't staying home anymore. So I changed families, went to a different family, and then after that, I didn't know what to do. So I went to our rat house, and then I asked him, like, what should I do? I know that my visa will not be prolonged after 12 months. And then they told me I have to leave the country for like 3 months and then come back. So they gave me the option of going to Austria. So the lady, our agent who brought me to Germany, asked us, I spoke to her, and then I told her I would like to go to Austria if she would find me a family. So she helped me, found me a family. Then I went to Austria. The best time ever. I stayed in one of the best families you would ever have as an au pair. So shout out to Peter and Nina, if you're watching. Ich habe sehr, sehr viel Spaß bei euch gehabt und ja, ich werde euch mal bald wieder besuchen. Das ist just for them. And yeah, so I was almost finishing my au pair period in Austria. And, at that point, also, I knew I wanted to come back to Germany because they told me that if I stay out for 3 months or longer, then for minimum of 3 months, then I will come back. So I in Austria at the embassy. I called the German embassy and asked them what I needed to go back to Germany because I was there already. And then they told me what I needed. I need to have a language school and things like that. So when I confirmed that, I was able to find a German language school in Germany. I spoke to my agent again, Stephanie, and Stephanie helped me once more to come back from Austria to Germany. So she helped me with finding the school and the insurance, and then she signed for me the papers and everything. I came back and I started studying in Darmstadt. Just because when I went to the embassy, they asked me, what do you want to do in Germany? So I had to say something. So I told the embassy, yes, I would like to study social work. I wasn't really aware of what I was saying and whatever I was putting into. So yeah, it was really funny. I just said I wanted to study social work, and they gave me a visa fixed to study social work. So I could not change anything. I had to finish these studies, whether I liked it or not, whether it was my thing or not, I just had to finish. Long story short, I came to Germany with that visa. It was not difficult to get it at all because I had a school, I had someone to sign for me the papers, so everything was fine. So I came back to Germany, started my language classes. Parallel to applied at the University in Darmstadt, where I would do my social work at the Evangelische Fachhochschule in Darmstadt. Then I finished my language school, started student colleague in Darmstadt because you have to. Like we Kenyans, we need this 1 year before we start studying. So did all that, finished my student colleague and started studying in 2006 in Darmstadt. And yeah, I on the process of studying, life happens. 2008, I had my son. And yeah, so I had to stop my studies at that point. And when I stopped the studies, I had to think about what to do. So, the agent side to stay home for a while and you just wait for the next move.
Yeah.
So when my son was 14 months, he got space at the nursery and I could take him there the whole day. So he was there from 7:30 or 7:45 roughly, around 7:45 to 4. So I had so much time in my hand and I didn't know what to do with it. And from the Abertan side, they told me that I was not supposed to take my son there. I wasn't supposed to work. They will not help me to get a job. So they didn't want to do anything from that point. So I was like, okay, I will just have to find a job. So I started finding jobs, doing stuff because my son was not there the whole day. So I just had to, do something for myself. Then in 2011, I met one lady at a place where I was working. I met one lady, and she told me, "No, you don't need to work. You need to do something." And no, 2010. So then I asked her, "What do I need to do?" And she took me to a ladies' organization that helped women. So women from foreign women to get into the system in Germany. So then I met very nice ladies there. Then they helped me with so many things. In 2011, I started my hospital.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing.
Yes.
For those who are watching, life in Germany is not easy because most of the people think, oh, if you go abroad, things just fall in place. But there are so many stories out here. If you listen to them, you get surprised. And yeah, this is one of them. So continue.
No, life is like not for everyone. Life can be easy for someone else, but it wasn't easy for me at that time. So I spoke to these ladies in 2011 and asked them how to go about getting an Ausbildung and whatever. So they told me what to do and they gave me the schools to choose from and they even assisted me on which Ausbildung to do. That would give me the chance of having like a general overview of so many things and being able to work in different companies in different sectors. So I decided to apply for an Ausbildung in Büroassistent.
Mm.
And yeah, and when I was looking for an Ausbildung place, like a practical place, I could not find a place. Yeah, maybe because I was black, I'm not so sure, but I couldn't find one. So the lady told me, okay, if you can't find one, then just start with the full-time classes. So there's the option of starting with the full-time classes, and later on you could shift. So I started with the full-time classes, and I did that for 1 year. And after 1 year, you have to go to a company and do your practicals for like, I think 3 or 4 weeks in the summer periods. So the summer holidays were for the practicals, 3 4 weeks. So I got a place. Well, there's one guy who was in my Ausbildungs class. So he told me, I know of this company, they work with Americans. And because of your English, maybe you could work there. So I went there, did the interview. I called there and told them, this guy told me about your company, and this is whatever I need. And so my queue at that point, I'd done 1 full year of the Ausbildung, yeah, but only full time. So I went to this company, talked to them, and they accepted me. They saw me before they accepted me. So now this is where the whole story comes to be very interesting. So I got this chance. Then I changed my classes. So instead of Bureau Assistant, I took the Bürokauffrau class. So I just had to change. So in general, I did my Ausbildung 4 years and not 3 years like generally it should be, because I had to do the next 3 years again. That is how the company wanted it. So I started working with them. So our customers were solely American soldiers in Germany. The buying side of the items, like it was a selling company. They used to sell Americans like everything, from tables to chairs to kitchen items to decorations, like everything that they needed, they got it from us. So I got quotations from, so I made them quotations, and I had to order these things from German companies. So I had both languages, which was perfect. And during this Ausbildung, it was not very easy because we were just three of us in the company. It was the father, son, and myself. So the son was really aggressive, let's say, but the father, yeah, he would calm him down. He would talk to me later. And there was one time that the son told me someone on the other side would hear my voice and know I was black because my voice was so black.
What? Oh, how do you know her voice is black?
Yes, I didn't understand what that meant. He just told me, yeah, if you speak on the phone, everyone else on the other side will know that you're black. So they would hear my voice and know the color of my skin. I was so pissed off. I was angry that day. That was just, I think that was my first year. I hadn't even done like maybe half of the Ausbildung. I was just in my first year. So I was so angry. I talked to a friend of mine. I told her, I explained to her what happened, and I told her, I'm so angry with this guy right now. I don't even know how I'm going to do this Ausbildung for another 2 more years. It's just messed up. So I had the worst time ever. I did the Ausbildung. I finished. And just before I finished, because we had to do our exams until July. So in February, I started searching for a job because I knew I was going to pass my exams. I was really working hard and I knew everything was going to be fine. So I applied for a job at a Japanese company that was an automobile industry.
Mhm.
And the job application was to assist a quality, let's say a quality manager, but not really a manager as such. He was kind of a quality technician. So they needed someone to be writing down reports for them or maybe sending emails to the customers if they're out in the field or just taking like claimed parts, returning to the factory and, recording everything, just the paperwork. So I got this job in March. No, I went for the first interview in March. Then they accepted me in April, and in at the beginning of May, on the 7th of May, I signed my contract. And I told them I cannot start on the 1st of July because my exam was on the 7th of July. So they gave me a contract 2 months before I finished my Ausbildung. And I was so happy. I was really
Wow.
happy. I'm leaving this company. I don't care. I will pass my exams and leave. So I was done with the exams, and 2 weeks before I left, I told them I got a place. They expected me to be there after the Ausbildung, but they didn't know anything. So 2 weeks before, I just told them I'm off. And they were so surprised. They like they really persuaded me, and they told me how much money are they giving you? We'll give you more, and all that.
Yeah.
But point that money would not hold me from just going in. It
Yeah.
was just it was really tough. So Matthew, at that point, I was the best student in my class. I was really I was My best. I was the best student in my class. My school results, when you get two results after the house building. So
Yeah,
you get school results and
school
you get
and the from Ihaka. Yeah.
from EACA results. And my
Mhm.
school read on my EACA results, they wrote 1.2. That was the note that I finished with. I was so happy.
Amazing, amazing.
Like I was really happy with that. And after having all that hard time there. So I finished and I did my practical exam for oral exam. I did it on the 7th, and on the 15th, I had to start at this Japanese time. So I was so excited. I had my week off. I was like, okay, this is the best thing. And
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. So before we continue on the second part, I'm just going to give a shout out to our viewers. For those who are joining us right now, this is Mercy Ouma. She lives in Germany. She's an entrepreneur. She's employed also, so she's juggling her side job and also working for somebody else.
yeah.
Karen, thank you so much for joining us. Milka, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. Eve, thank you so much for joining us. Rioba, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Justin, thank you for joining. Georgina, Pauline Waivera, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, it's amazing. There's one thing you said about struggling to be a perfectionist, like you want to be better in everything that you do. I have some echoes. I apologize for that. And when you're talking about that, I just thought of how many of us out there who are struggling to be perfect. You want to start something, but you still feel unsure of yourself because you want to go out there and you're 100% on your A game, like you have your A game. What advice can you give all the beautiful ladies and gentlemen out there who want to be perfect?
Look, there's no one who's perfect. You have your thing right. You can never be perfect. Even the people who say, "Oh, I'm perfect," I have to be like 100% perfect. Maybe they're perfect in one thing and they're not in the other. And if you wait for that day to be perfect, you will never be perfect because you're your own critic. No one criticizes you as yourself.
Yeah,
You're the only one who is pushing yourself to that level. So as much as you say, "Oh, I'm not perfect, I'm not perfect," the other people are not seeing that. And even for myself, if I make something like if I saw a dress and I'm like, this is not perfect. It's not perfect in your eyes. The other person sees the perfectness in it. So you will never judge being perfect as let's say as a mistake or pushing yourself to be perfect. Don't push yourself to that level. Give your best, do your best, and everything else will just come into place.
wow, awesome, awesome. There's a part of the story when I was talking to you, you talked to me about your now that you have finished your house building, you've worked.
Yeah.
I guess you've changed several jobs at that point
Yeah.
and you're not happy at that point. Can you please go to that and yeah, because let me just finish because there's so many people who are working, they're not happy, but just because this is the job that is giving them income, they're scared to go to step up and say, I can't do this anymore. I need to start something new, but I don't know how it is. You can't see what tomorrow brings. But you took this leap of faith and just quit your job from today, and then just said, well, let me see what I have to do now.
Yeah.
Talk about that a bit, please.
Yeah. Okay. So after working in this Japanese company, I said I want to make the next step. So I looked for another job and I didn't look for any other job. I needed a job that was going to satisfy me because I'd stepped into this group of quality people and quality managers and all that stuff. And I was so interested into that because it rhymes itself to me being perfect and quality being something that someone buys. People buy quality, not quantity. So
That's true.
yes. So I was really interested. I really Like I read every single thing that I could find on the internet. I'm the best at looking for studies online. So I looked for every single topic I would find, like everything we did at my workplace. When I came back home, I was like touching the internet for all the information I would get. And then the next day, like if we had a meeting, I would just pop up some word, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay. So where did you know that from?" Then I would just say things, and maybe I didn't understand so much of it, but I would say like the correct things. So I left that job, went to a different job, and there I was in the quality department. So I was in charge of the like making sure that all the papers that are needed for the audits are ready. So in the quality management area, we get certificates, and for these certificates, you have to organize yourself before the auditor comes in. So you have to make sure everything is ready, all the documents are checked, everything that is checked is documented. All the mistakes are followed up. So everything has to be perfect. So I was in this department. I really liked it, but I was so exhausted. Like I used to have so much free time in my hand that I didn't find it so. I thought maybe I'm wasting so much time. I would learn more in a different company or in a different environment. So I was already getting exhausted from just waiting for the next thing to do. Then I decided to change companies at that point again. And I went to a different company, and it was really close to my home. I was driving 8 kilometers. I mean, I would walk there if I wanted, but it was so close. So I was like, okay, this is good. I mean, I'm going to work in a company that is so close to my home, and I don't need to waste so much time driving around. You know, in Germany, some people drive like 1 hour to work and 1 hour
That's
back from.
true. Yeah.
No one pays you that 1 hour. You just, it's just gone. And yeah, so I worked there. I started working there, and whatever I was promised, like the contract that I signed was not what I started doing there. So I thought, okay, maybe they would change, or maybe this is just for a start so that I should know the way things go. It didn't go like that. So at this job, at this time, I was there for, let's say, roughly 3.5 months. And in Germany, it's normal that you have like 6 months probate. And during this period, you can always cancel your contract from, like, you can leave with a 2 weeks notice,
Notice.
but
Yep.
from so it's a period where you get to know your boss and he gets to know you. It's a learning period, or getting to know each other period for both of you. So anyone can leave at any time, but with a notice of 2 weeks, or they say 14 days, something like that. So I was being harassed at this point. 3.5 months down the line, I was working like someone working in a factory. So you have to finish like this particular number of projects within a day. Yeah. So they were
Wow.
counting me, and that is not what I signed for. I signed for a project. So I was very sure I was going to work in a project department or something like that. And I didn't feel fine about it. I wasn't really happy with it. And the thing that made me leave, resign, before I finished my 4 month uh, at this company, was when my director came to me. She was a young lady. Um, she came to me, and she told me, "Yes, I need to talk to you in my room." So I stopped my things and went to her room, and then she sat me down and started pointing fingers at me and telling me, "You have to," and blah, blah, blah. And she told me she's giving me 7 days to do more, to show that I can handle like this number of projects within the day, like really
Wow.
more than whatever she, and that is not really what I signed for.
So for them, it's actually the quantity, not the quality of job you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And so I went back to my office, sat down, did my work. So she was friends, like they went to the same school with all the other ladies we were
Oh,
working together with. So they grew up together. They knew each and every person. And I was the only outsider. So really, it wasn't the best. And yeah, so after I talked to her, I went back to my office, did my job, closed for the day, went home. When I got home, I was like, I'm off this job. I don't want to know what's going to happen on Monday. I'm writing my resignation letter tomorrow. That day, I was so happy because I just, when someone gives you an ultimatum of 7 days
yep.
and you know you will not do what she wants you to do, and on
That's
those conditions, you will just, there's no turning back. So there was no
yeah.
turning back for me at that point. So,
I'll just break you for a short while because
yes,
most of us we work because we want to get that money. Yes, but how much does your happiness mean to you?
yes,
We spend 8 hours a day or more sometimes at work. So if you get miserable, that means your health is in jeopardy.
yes,
You can do that for a certain period of time, but not for a long time.
yeah, yeah,
So thank you for sharing that insight with us that insight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So at that point, I was really like, I'm off this job. And in my head, at the back of my head, I know the way the German system works. If you cancel your contract, you're off the system for the next 3 months. So you're not getting any, as in, they're not paying you any amount of money for the next 3 months. So it's survival for the fittest. You know, have to find your own way. So I wrote my letter on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon, let's say. I had time, so I just decided, okay, I won't write much. I just write a short sentence and took it with me on Monday to work. So I didn't go to my office first. I came through the main door. And when you come through the main door, you have to log in. I logged in, went upstairs straight to the HR, and I gave them my letter. And the lady was shocked because she liked me. But my boss didn't know that this other lady from the HR liked me. She was an older lady. And yeah, so I told her this is my resignation letter. I'm not working here anymore after the next 2 weeks. So she sat me down for a while, which I think it's not normal. But she told me, okay, sit down, let's talk about it. And I explained to her the whole situation, and I told her I will not work with an ultimatum for 7 days. This is not how things work.
Yeah.
I told her I cannot give the lady whatever she expects from me with this kind of condition. I can give it to her with a specific kind of a condition, but not within 7 days.
Yeah.
And if you think that it's not going to work, then it makes no sense even trying to.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I left that office, went to my office. Then later she got an email. She was informed, and then she called me back to her office. And she told me, oh, Mercy, you didn't need to do that. This is not what I meant. I told her, you know what? You gave me an ultimatum and I can't fulfill it. So my reaction was, I'm not going to. You just, before you throw me out, let me go. I mean, sometimes you have to be like, um, you have to walk out with your head up, even if the situation doesn't fit.
Yeah.
You have to. And
That's
yeah, and I didn't want to be miserable because I have a child in the house. I need to, like, my spirits have to be positive when I come
yeah.
back home. And everything else has to be perfect, like not really perfect, but perfect in quotes. Yeah. So I did that job, and I was with my 2 weeks. Then I left. Then I had to inform my Arbeitsamt, and so I went there, talked to the lady who received me, and told her. This is my resignation letter. They signed it, and this is how things look like. And she told me, yeah, you're blocked for the next 3 months. I said, it's okay. I will survive. So everything is okay. Um, so then I had a backup plan. It's not that I didn't have a backup plan. And I'm not telling anyone here, leave your job. No, that's that's really not. I had my own plan. So I knew, okay, when I'm leaving with a second, I had a second option.
Yep.
That was just a side option. So I talked to that lady, and then I told her, because she asked me, what do you want to do now? So I told her, I would like to go into quality management. I would like to be an auditor, but I'm not really sure how to get there. I know there are these courses online that would lead me to get there, but I'm not really sure I'll do it. So I told her, okay, no, she told me, okay, do you have a class already? I told her I have an online class, but I haven't signed in for it because I wanted to talk to you guys first. So she told me, okay, don't sign it. I'll give you an appointment to go and talk to my boss. She will pay for it. And I was like, okay, how is she going to pay? I mean, you just told me in your first sentence that I've been blocked for 3 months, and now
Yep.
you're telling me your boss will pay for my classes. So
Yep.
how do these things work? So I was like, okay, let's wait. She gave me an appointment for the next week. So I came in the next week. I went straight to her boss because I had an appointment.
Mhm.
And I spoke to the boss. Very nice lady. Very nice lady. I mean, if you go to Arbeitsamt and you know what you want and you put it down and you explain it exactly how you would like it, you'll get help. Most of
Wow.
people say they will not get help or they don't get help, but because they don't have a constructive plan. You have to have a lay down plan. And
This
if
is
you
good. It's good to hear that Arbeitsamt can. It's a positive thing because 90% of the stories that I've heard from Arbeitsamt is that the Sachbearbeiter, the people who are responsible for the offices, they're not so friendly, they're not willing to help. But this is a good story, good example.
yes,
It's all about you having plan and putting everything in order when you go there so that they don't struggle helping you putting your plan together.
yes,
Mm.
exactly. So that is what you always need to do. And then you put a smile on your face when you go into the office. You just put that smile on, even if you know in here you're not even smiling at all. You're crying tears, like real tears. But don't go in there crying because crying shows your weakness. And the moment someone sees you being weak, they will step down on you. They will force you to stay down there. Never ever go into an office crying. Go with a strategy, follow up whatever you know you want. Like, be structured. If you go to these offices, some of us, you meet them there and they're like, oh, I think I need this. No thinking.
I need this. I know I need this.
You know you need it, and you know they will give it to you. You know they will give it to you. So you go there like really confident and never be sent away, even if your German is not perfect. Never let anyone to send you away because some of us, like, if your German is not good and you start speaking there and you say and you start saying that, sorry, they will send you out and they will start mimicking the exact same thing that you're saying. They will start talking to you like and you'll be like, no. You will just say, no, I know what I want. The
You have
only
to
reason
stand your
is I
ground.
can't explain it right now in your language. But if you give me the chance to explain it in my language, I will explain it. And they have people to translate. And if they don't have, they will find someone because
Wow.
that's beauty. They are there to help every single person who needs their help. And the other thing is, we should not think that this money comes from them. When I used to work, I used to pay that. I used to pay for that. So it's your money already. You know,
I, I love this because most of us, like you said, it's more of the confidence, and I think we are so jeopardized. We are so not jeopardized, but we're scared us going in those offices and just speaking our mind.
yeah,
And I think it's all about confidence and not allowing anyone to step on you.
yeah.
And I think this is a lesson people are getting. They're giving you thumbs up. Thank you so much. Let's go.
Thank,
Vera, thank you so much from Simpson Services. Thank you so much for joining us, Strong Women. Grace says, send backup plan. Okay, I think she mistyped something there, Grace. But thank you so much for joining. We won't delete the video, Tracy. You can rewatch it anytime and learn from Mercy. Thank you, Mercy. You can continue.
yes. So what I was saying is, if you go to these government offices, please, 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 everyone who goes there, go with a structure. You know, we are the ones who spoil for ourselves if we are not structured. And then the next minute you'll just be like, oh, okay, these Africans are never structured. They come here and they don't even know what they want. Of course, we know what they want. We know what we want. We
Yeah,
just can't explain it in a language that you will understand. That's our problem sometimes. Yeah.
yeah.
So it used to be my problem. But nowadays, oh, no. Like if someone starts in German, I will just, I will sing and I will, all the German words that I know will come out even at the wrong times. I will,
But I think also the fact that you stayed here for a while, for those who are still new in German, I think they're still on that phase where you're still scared. You're trying to find yourself, you're trying to, build yourself. But I think this video is very good because even if you're new, you can learn something from here. As long as you have confidence and you know what you want, it doesn't matter in what language you're going to tell them. You
yeah,
just go ahead, go
yeah,
for it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Same thing is being structured and just having you have your paper. If you go into an office and someone tells you, oh, I need this, even if it means carrying a bag with all the papers inside, just carry your bag with all your papers inside. Go there, tell them this is what I want, and don't like, let's say you start crying. I mean, that's not your mom, that's not your dad, so you don't need to cry about anything there. Tell them what you want, and they either give it to you or they won't give it to you. Yeah. I always say there's only saying yes or no to something. You will not get more than that. They either say, oh yes, we'll give it to you, or oh no, we cannot give it to you because of one, two, three, four, five reasons. So yeah, that was a little bit about Arbeitsamt. So where was I? Let me get back to the lady with my courses. So the quality management courses that I wanted to do. So I talked to this lady. I went to her office and I talked to her. I told her I want to do the quality management courses, and these are all the courses that I need to do. And then she told me, okay, she got a book from her bookshelf and gave it to me. Like, and she opened the page, the exact page where the courses are. And she told me, which ones do you want? Here's the book, pick the ones you want. And I was like, wow, okay, so this is how this works. And yeah, and then I told her this and this and this because I knew exactly which ones. So I told her, this is what I want, this is the second one. And then she was like, okay, So do you want the voucher right now, or you want it? You want me to send you the voucher on your mailbox? I was like, nope, right. I'll take it with me. What you have in your hands
No
is
one
what
can take away.
you,
Exactly.
I was already there physically. So I mean, why should she send it? So she gave me this voucher for roughly, I think almost 4,000 euros. She just gave it to me like that. And mark you, at that point, I wanted to do the online classes because I didn't have this 4,000 euros to go for a physical class. So that's why I was picking the online classes. And with the online classes, you don't have a teacher in front of you. Sometimes you need to ask like a question just, in class at that moment, because thinking about every single thing that you learn and then asking questions at the end is really difficult. So she gave me this 4,000 euro voucher. I went home, called in the school that I knew was giving me the courses that I wanted in Frankfurt. I called that school, and they sent me the documents immediately on my email. I signed them, scanned them back, and I had my classes immediately. I said I had my classes immediately. And then I called the lady and told her, okay, so I got a class in Frankfurt. Here are the documents. She was so surprised that I called her the next day with the documents.
Yeah.
So she told me, oh, wow, das ist sehr schön, haben Sie sehr gut gemacht, yeah? And then I told her, yeah, I need to get the ticket to Frankfurt. So the ticket was roughly 190 euros every month.
Okay.
She gave me another voucher for that, for the train ticket to Frankfurt. Wow. And before I went to this lady, I asked the first lady that got me, like that who spoke to me at the beginning when I went to Amazon. I asked her, so what do you mean if I am, I'm blocked for 3 months and you're paying for my classes? And she told me, no, 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 no. These are two different codes. So you have money courts in Germany for each and everything at
Yeah.
the Amazon. So they deal with these things in different,
Manner.
yeah, in a different manner. So she told me the pot that is supposed to be giving you your money to live on is not the one that is helping you to find another thing. So that's why they
Wow.
were doing that, because this is a way of helping me to stay on the job market.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I stay home, then I'm not really helping myself
Yeah.
in any way, and I will just get their money for free for a longer period of time. So it's like they want to get me back to the job market as fast as possible. So yeah, so I did these classes. I went to Frankfurt for 4 months. I did a full-time classes. So the classes started at 8:30 in the morning, and they went till 3:30 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
They were full-time classes, so I did the first Qualitätsbeauftragte, then I did the quality manager course, then I did another course called Six Sigma. I did this third one because I wanted it, because there were some technical things that I needed to know in this quality management sector. So before I did that course, after doing the first ones that she had paid for, I asked at the school if they would help me know of what to do or how to get this lady to pay for the other courses that I needed. Because after doing the quality management manager course, I knew that I wanted to be an auditor. So I was not sure how to do it. But then I talked to the lady at the school and she told me, just call them and tell them you have this and this other course. And the only thing that she will tell you is no,
Oh, yes.
no, we cannot help you, or yes, we can help you. When do you need the water? So I called in the afternoon after my classes. I came back home and then I called this lady. And she told me, okay, which courses are those and how much do you need? She's
Wow.
asking me how much I need. And I I did not even expect. I did not. I mean, it was already so much. It was already like almost 4,500 because they paid for 2 months train ticket already.
Mhm.
So she told me, okay, you'll have the voucher in the mail on Tuesday. And that's how I got another 4,500 euros voucher to do two more courses.
Wow.
So, yes. So they paid roughly around 9,000 euros for all my courses. I did all my exams. The exams from TÜV Rheinland. Oh, no, yes, TÜV Rheinland.
Mhm.
They are really like certificates that, they're expensive. The classes are expensive and they are good exams. They are known from the government. So no one will tell you this is just some online class and we don't accept this certificate or anything. No. So during the time I was doing my classes, I knew which company I want to work for. I had already known for which company I'm going to work for after finishing all these 4 months courses. So after finishing the first two, I called at the company and I wanted to know if they are employing people. So I
Yeah.
called them, and the person who received the phone call was at the reception. She was not the right person to talk to, but I didn't know that. I just asked her, "My name is so and so, and do you need auditors?" And she was like, "No, we have enough auditors at the moment. And if we need auditors, they have their own companies. So we are not employing auditors. The auditors have their own companies and they come to us."
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I said, okay. I did my two courses because she had told me what an auditor needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's like, okay, we'll get there. So that was the contract that I had with the company I'm working for right now. So I did my courses, finished on the 6th of March. I did my last exam. And on the 16th of March, there was a shutdown. Like everything was shut down. I did have time to get back to the job market and everything was shut down. And at the beginning, so many companies say they're not employing anyone, they were
Yeah.
laying off people, and so many people were losing their jobs. So it was really difficult to find a job. So I hustled on my side too. Like, you know,
Yeah.
masks was selling like hotcake. Everything like everyone was sewing masks at that time.
Yeah.
I just jumped on it. I I was like I was sewing at 3 and 4 in the morning, and I was like machine was just like brrr, brrr, brrr. My just, I was just sewing the whole night, and I was so tired.
Yeah.
You have to sew. I have to check how many orders came in online. I have to check how many should I send tomorrow. I have to buy the post stamps. I have to bring all these things to the post office. And
So
I
you
was
do the production, you do the logistic, and everything else.
and respected myself after that period. I was so proud of how much I could do. And I had so many people write so good reviews. Like my masks were so good. Some people bought even 4 or 5 times. They came back like they were just coming back and
Wow.
buying from me and buying from the grandchildren and whoever and all the family members. Like I made so many masks, but I was doing all these things by myself. It was so much. My son was like, "Oh, okay, I'll do this. I'll put the gummies."
Yeah. Yeah.
Was just pushing them in. I was sewing, and then he would, you know. So it was like a family business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that during that time. So I was occupied. I mean, I was not just sitting home. And at the same time, I was thinking of that company that I want to work for. And I knew they were being laid off. So I was like, okay, what should I do and how should I do it? And yeah, then finally, I saw one job position,
Mhm.
and I saw it in the morning when I just, in the morning sometimes you wake up and you're like, okay, who wrote me something? And I had this all in my mind, and it was around June, no, May. It was in May when I saw that. So I was like, okay, I'll just send my CV. I didn't send much because I was like, I will not do so much because I know I already bring the qualifications. So I'm not going to stress myself. They will take me.
Yep.
Whether they like it or not, they were going to take the certificates and just say, okay, we'll have her. I was so confident anyway. So they called me the next day. I sent my CV like in the morning around maybe let's say 10 o'clock.
Mhm.
They called me the next day. The guy from the HR called me and said, yes, they received my CV and they checked my LinkedIn profile. They want to have me come in. So I told him, okay, I can come in anytime. And he told me, I think it was beginning of the week, and he told me come in on Thursday. So on Thursday, I went in, spoke to the department manager, and told her what I wanted. And no, before I told her what I wanted, I just went in and she told me, okay, you have 15 minutes to make to give us a presentation of yourself.
Mhm.
But actually a presentation of yourself, what you expect from this job. So she gave me her whiteboard and she told me, just make some notes on the whiteboard. We are going out for 15 minutes. When we come back, give us a presentation.
Yeah.
Why you're the best for this job. Mimi ni nani? Nili- I drafted everything that I would draft on that board. Yeah. So I was talking about these points that I'd written down, and then when I was done, she asked me, how many job interviews do I have already? Because I really looked confident. So she was like, oh, so this is like a routine for you. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then she told me, okay, she liked the way I presented myself, and she'll get back to me. So the next day, the guy from the HR got back to me and he told me they want to see me in again. The
Mhm.
next day, they would like to see me, and I should come back in with now the not the department head, but the higher boss would like to see me. So I came in, and then they told me, yeah, okay, this is how it's going to look like, and if I would like to, I should go for like a 1 day just to look around and see whatever they do, and maybe get to know the customers that they work with and things like that. So I went in, had the interview, then I went for that 1 day training kind of. Then after that, they offered me the job.
Amazing, amazing.
And I've been there since August last year. So I'm loving it. I'm just doing exactly what I wanted to do.
Yep.
And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This has been awesome. Thank you so much, Mercy. For those people who are joining us, I just want to do a short summary of what I got from Mercy's story. Number one, communication is very important. Say what you want, what you really want. Even if you're going to draw a picture, have a vision of what you want in life. This will bring you to your next step. Number two, confidence. That is very important. If Mercy was not confident enough to quit her job, then go to Agentur for Arbeit and tell them exactly what she wanted, I think today you'd be somewhere else. I don't know where, but let's not talk about
Very
that.
happy, very unhappy just doing a job that, pays
Exactly.
the bills, let's say. But it's not only about paying the bills.
Yeah,
Never only about that.
that's so true. And then number three, persistence, because I remember you telling us the story of your Ausbildung time, your apprentice time. I think that is the first time maybe you experienced racism. I don't know. because that was weird. Somebody telling you sound black. Well, that's the first time I'm hearing that. I don't know how black sounds, but yeah. So persistence. No matter how many stones you are thrown at, take those stones, turn them into gold. That is very important because you will always experience people who are telling you are not good enough. But make sure that sentence, you're not good enough, turn it to you are the best. Prove these people wrong. And then number 4, be structured. Structure is very important. Don't go through life blindly because sometimes you just say, okay, let me try this, but you don't really know. You don't have a plan. If this fails, what am I going to do next? Or if I finish the first step, what is this next step? What is step number 2? What is step number 3? Try to execute your plan so that when you go out there, remember you are selling. You are the product. You're selling yourself. So when you go out there, you don't have a hard time trying to explain to everyone and then getting confused in the process and everyone thinking like, oh, she doesn't know what she wants. Africans, migrants, they are not more, they don't have that knowledge. But so that's why be structured, have a plan, and if you need help, there's so many people out there who can help you. If you want to do the Weiterbildung, Mercy just said here, she's very good in online classes. She can help you do research.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone who's watching and you're miserable at your job, you don't have to. You can contact her directly. She can give you links that you can really go do research. She will help you with Agentur for Arbeit if you need help. And if you still need more help, Caroline Mwangi, she's working with Agentur for Arbeit. We have our own in the system right now. So you don't have to be scared. Things are working for us. Yeah. You just have to be smart enough to imply them or apply them in your life. Yeah. So another thing, remember, Mercy is an entrepreneur. Also, she has MoMA. Please, if you need to order anything, those are beautiful African dresses. I have seen you draw also pictures to put on the wall. I think I saw something like that on the
That's
frame.
Angela.
Please share your website so that
Yes.
anyone who needs anything, you can contact her. Let's support our own. Because do you see, I always say, you see all these Turkey shops, they're growing, they support themselves. So it's our time to support each other so that by the time our children will be in our age, they will have so many African entrepreneurs that you'll just be like, oh God, it's normal. It's normal, because right now you get surprised. Oh, so you have your business, you know and that should be the case. So before we close down, Mercy, punchline. Blow our minds with a punchline.
So the thing is, you always have to be like, out of every situation, out of every single thing that you do, out of every conversation. I've learned so much from just speaking to Mercy. And there are so many things that I'm taking and I'm applying them to like bits of my life, and you will see changes. Like, you don't always have to do exactly the way someone else does because you are an individual. You have to be yourself. And the moment you do something like being yourself, being genuine to yourself, that's when you will be perfect. That's when you'll be the best. You should never always lie to yourself because you're the only one who knows yourself. I mean, you can lie to everyone else, but you look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and you're like, I just lied to myself. I know I don't like this. I know I don't like this person. I know I don't want to walk through this path,
Yeah.
but I'm just doing it. Why? You are not just. You're more than just. We always say, mimi ni come to. You are not come to. You're someone.
Thank
And
you.
you have to say it to yourself first. Before you say that to yourself, it's just like saying you don't love yourself, but you want to love someone. Doesn't work. How can you give something that you don't even know? There's no way you're going to do that. So please, 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 guys, be true to yourselves. Be your own person. Don't let anyone push you to a corner that you don't want to be in because it's not going to help you. I know as we grew up, We were not allowed to say things. We were not allowed to even think. It was a sin already. Like uh, you would say something, Lakini, why are you going to Lakini?
Yes.
Exactly. There was no chance of Lakini. And that is not right. Even if we have kids, and as much as we want to give them the best, we should always let them be their own individuals. Let them talk to you. Like my son is not the best person to speak out his mind. He will not tell you exactly how he feels. He will just be quiet. But I always like dig him and find out and ask him and make sure that he will open his mouth and tells me what is disturbing him. And now he starts speaking at 13 years. And I'm like, oh, so you can open your mouth and say something. But I think it for myself. I will just not like tell him, so you can open your mouth, eh? I will just let him say whatever he wants to say because he's an individual. One day he'll go out there,
Mhm.
won't be there walking around with them, and we expect them to do the things by themselves. And if we don't let them think, how will they even make that move? There's no way you're going to make a move if you're not allowed to think and
Thank
make
you.
a decision.
Thank you very much. Let me just appreciate some of our viewers who joined in late. Tracy Kamesh, thank you so much for joining us. Maggie, thank you. I appreciate you. Josephine, that was so encouraging. Thank you so much for joining. Your story was really inspiring. Thank you so much, Karen. Tracy, I see you again. Yeah, good summary. Maggie says, be true to yourself. I love that one. That's very so you can only champion yourself if you're true to yourself because the only person you're lying to is yourself. And another thing, be your absolute best. And being your absolute best doesn't mean to be perfect. Being your absolute best means be true to yourself. And by being true to yourself, you do exactly what you want and you feel is right for you. Don't let other people dictate your life.
Yeah.
This has been awesome. Thank you so much, Mercy. It was a pleasure having you on the platform.
Thank
And
you.
for everyone else who joined us, I just want to say thank you very much. And Jamil Kenya, thank you very much for sponsoring the show. And have a great week ahead.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, Rachel, thank you for joining. We're just closing up. Great job, ladies. Love this. Thank you so much, Coach Rachel. If you need to change your mindset, make sure you check her page out and just hold up. She will help you out, right? So thank you everyone and have a lovely evening.
Thank you too. Have a nice one.
Thank you.